All right, grab a cough and let's dive straight into this explainer. Look, as your senior mentor here, I'm going to show you how to fundamentally fix the absolute biggest problems you're having with your AI coding assistant. If you've been using tools like Claude Code and honestly feeling like you're constantly fighting your AI rather than, actually collaborating with it, well, you are in exactly the right place.
So think about this number for a second, 43,000. That's how many developers installed Developer Forest's simple Claude.md repo over just the past week. It's wild. And the whole thing started after Andrej Karpathy made this viral observation about the mistakes AI agents keep making. People flock to this repository because, let's be real, we share this exact same pain. We are all desperately struggling to get our AI agents to behave like reliable engineers, rather than, chaotic junior devs who just break things.
Think of this as our sprint planning session. Here's our agenda. 1. The magic AI developer file. 2. Rule 1. Think before coding. 3. Rule 2. Prioritize code simplicity. 4. Rule 3. Make surgical changes. 5. Rule 4. Goal-driven tasks. And finally, 6. Upgrading your daily workflow. Let's jump in and upgrade your setup from micromanaging a junior AI to collaborating with a true pro.
Okay, Section 1. The magic AI developer file, fixing the defaults. Let's start right at the root of our code-base frustrations and look at why this single, simple drop-in file is turning so many heads across the dev community. The truth is, the default settings for most AI agents, they're basically setting us up for failure right out of the gate.
Karpathy really hit the nail on the head here. Having previously headed Tesla AI and been on the founding team of OpenAI, he noticed this glaring flaw. Standard agents do absolutely nothing to manage their own confusion. They just make wrong assumptions on your behalf and literally run along with them without double-checking. They take a wild guess about what you want and sprint 1,000 miles an hour in the totally wrong direction. And yeah, that leads to massive headaches for us.
It's literally a night and day difference. A vanilla agent just spins its wheels, assumes it knows your intent, and burns straight through your API budget. But an agent equipped with these specific guidelines, it actually pauses, it stops to think. It's the difference between a tool that just creates more technical debt for you to clean up and a tool that genuinely lightens your load.
Moving on to Section 2. Rule 1. Think before coding. This is all about stopping the AI from jumping straight into writing code without actually understanding the assignment first.
As your teammate, I really want you to internalize this mentor's maxim. Always, always force the AI to ask you questions first, rather than letting it assume what you want. Think about how you'd train a human junior developer. You definitely wouldn't want them pushing code to production if they didn't fully grasp the feature request, right? You'd expect them to ask clarifying questions. Well, we need to train our AI agents to do the exact same thing.
For example, we ran this light mode toggle test. When asked to add a toggle, the vanilla agent confidently and wrongly claimed it was done, even though the local host showed 0 UI changes. It basically hallucinated the completion. Meanwhile, the tuned agent using the Claude.md files completely stopped. It mapped out highly detailed steps, evaluated the CSS variables, and flawlessly one-shotted the entire feature, even matching the correct colors across the icons. Taking the second to ask questions and plan, it makes all the difference in the world.
All right, Section 3, Rule 2, prioritize code simplicity. Ever wonder why your AI assistant is constantly overbuilding and bloat-loading your perfectly pristine code base? Yeah, this is a massive issue for project maintainability.
So, here is exactly why this overbuilding happens. These AI models, they are trained on massive enterprise-level production code bases. Because of that specific training, their natural instinct is to build you a highly complex skyscraper when literally all you asked for was a simple shed in the backyard. It is entirely up to us to force them to default to simplicity. To put that into perspective, look at this A/B test we did for adding a basic search filter. The tuned agent made deliberate, calculated decisions to avoid complex tracking logic. It kept the codebase incredibly lean, solving the whole thing in just 20 lines of code. The vanilla agent? It dumped in over double that amount, completely bloating the file. And despite all that extra code, it still completely failed to implement a working filter in the UI. Simplicity isn't just about keeping things clean, it's about writing code that actually works. On to Section 4. Rule 3. Make surgical changes. Let's tackle a really sneaky failure mode that is actively draining your developer resources right now, orthogonal changes. This is when your agent just decides to clean up code you never even asked it to touch.
Look, when an AI randomly rewrites comments or restructures code it doesn't fully understand just for the sake of it, it's not being helpful. It's making orthogonal edits. All that does is introduce brittleness and burn straight through your API budget, doing things you never requested. We absolutely need surgical precision here.
Take this simple font change request, switching from outfit to enter. The vanilla agent literally burned tokens left and right. It started changing unrelated things, completely broke the font, got stuck in an error loop, and just sat there, draining resources trying to fix its own unnecessary mistakes. The tuned agent, however, acted like a true senior dev. It applied a surgical find and replace, updated only the specific font declarations, and left all the orthogonal Google font URLs completely untouched. Fast, efficient, and cheap.
Next up, Section 5, Rule 4, Goal-Driven Tasks. This rule requires a fundamental shift in how you actually communicate with your AI. We need to stop treating it like a blind typist and start treating it more like an autonomous engineer.
Shifting your mindset from imperative micromanagement to declarative, goal-oriented prompting is literally your secret weapon for extracting massive value from LLMs. Think about it. If you're dictating every single keystroke to the AI, you aren't really saving time, are you? You're just typing with extra steps.
So instead of holding the AI's hand step by step, just give it a crystal clear definition of done. LLMs are exceptionally good at looping through problems until they meet specific criteria. Just give them the destination and let them figure out the journey themselves.
Check out this skill tree test for a perfect example. The prompt asked the agent to let a user select an icon, but crucially, it did not specify where in the UI the icon should go, and it didn't dictate how many options to provide. By simply setting that declarative goal of selecting an icon, the agent independently explored the codebase, worked out the absolute best designed course of action, and built a flawless feature. It truly engineered the solution on its own.
And finally, Section 6, Upgrading Your Daily Workflow. Let's talk about how to actually integrate these 4 principles into your daily coding environment right now, so you can stop wrestling with your agent today.
Now, proper integration isn't just dropping the file into your directory and crossing your fingers. If you're already using an agent, you probably already have a base markdown file. What you need to do is explicitly write a detailed prompt telling the agent that you are introducing these new Karpathy skills guidelines. Ask the agent to review them, internalize them, and collaborate with you on the absolute best way to merge them into your specific local setup. Make the AI actively participate in its own upgrade.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take a hard look at your workflow today and ask yourself an honest question. Are you wasting precious time and API budget micromanaging a bot? Or are you ready to step up, define crystal clear success criteria, and actually mentor an agent that thinks before it codes? Implement these rules, prioritize simplicity, enforce surgical changes, and I promise you, you're going to watch your productivity absolutely skyrocket.